There will be a Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. Hello, I'm John from Neutral Zone Chat. The news broke about noon today on February 27th that there will be a Season 3 as CBS has renewed the series. Now, this may come to a shock to many Star Trek fans, as well as those who do podcasts also on YouTube, who have been saying for most of this season that the Star Trek show was soon to be canceled. It was going to be canceled. It was thrown out. Anson Mount is at a Taco Bell. How could this show continue? We, however, at Neutral Zone said it was nowhere near being canceled. There's not a lot of promotion going out about this show, so that's CBS's fault. So the fact that they ran a 15 or 10 second tease about Star Trek Discovery during the Super Bowl, yeah, you don't do that if you're canceling the show. So again, to those of you who are spreading this stuff, it's just talk about the show and the good things on the show. Stop trying to pretend you know things about things you don't know. As we've said since the beginning, it's totally illogical to cancel a show before the season is over. So you need to follow Neutral Zone Chat if you haven't before the logical commentary that we have regarding Star Trek Discovery. So here's what we know. Season 3 is on. It's been renewed by CBS. We do not know how many episodes, though, and we do not know if they've increased or decreased the budget. That could play a factor. The other thing we know is Michelle Paradise, who is a new writer to Discovery, who's come on board this season, is going to be promoted to be an executive producer or showrunner to the Discovery series next year. Now, we assume that's Discovery and not one of the spin-off series, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, what do we know about Michelle Paradise? Well, Michelle is in her late 40s. She is said to be a great Star Trek fan and is going to add a lot to the programs. We have not seen her new scripts yet. As a writer, her scripts come up on Episode 9, Episode 13, and Episode 14, which is pretty impressive considering Episode 9 is directed by Jonathan Frakes, and 13 and 14 will be the season finales this year. So it'll be interesting to see what she's done. But let's, again, give her credit. A lot of people said, well, she doesn't have a science fiction background. She's written for things like Heart of Dixie, Rogue, the originals, which are not science fiction shows, that she has a good grasp of characters. And a lot of Star Trek fans are already having a fit saying she doesn't get Star Trek. Here's what I'm just going to say about this. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I believe I could write episodes. But if you looked at my IMDb profile, you'd find that I've only done documentaries about history of America things and some romantic comedies. So you'd say, well, this guy has no science fiction experience. Well, just because I haven't done a science fiction show doesn't mean I don't know science fiction. So let's give Michelle a break here and see if she's got what it takes to be a good Star Trek showrunner, which is a completely different thing than a writer anyway. But here's what I believe CBS is trying to do. I believe all of you who watch Discovery, who get the CBS All Access app and pay either $5 or $9 for it, do the same thing I do. You pick it up a few weeks before Discovery starts, you rewatch last year's episodes, you watch this season, and you cancel it as soon as the series is over, which could be as soon as a month and a half from now. What I think CBS is trying to do with the Picard series, with the Below Deck series, with the animated series, is they want to create a continuous season of new shows that Discovery maybe runs in the fall, and then the Picard series runs for a few weeks, and then the other series. So you as Star Trek fans have to continue to subscribe to the CBS app. So it's a year-long of new Star Trek shows. I don't think it's a bad strategy unless, of course, the shows suck. So we're going to have to see what happens. Again, I don't think Discovery is a bad show. I just think it's very sad that they have emphasized the wrong areas in the show and not made it about, as I refer to on the Neutral Zone, as putting out fires. They're just constantly dealing with a lot of interpersonal development of characters, and that's important in some shows, but Star Trek, it's not really about developing the characters that much. It's a little bit, but not as much as they've been emphasizing. We really don't care about who people are dating on the Enterprise and what their parents are doing and where their stepbrothers are at. We really just want to know, will we be firing phasers, and do we kill certain species or not? That's how Star Trek works. So a lot of things to uncover yet with Season 2. Spock maybe in this episode. I don't know if that's what's going to come up next. We'll find out. But we do know there's a Season 3. And if there's a Season 3 of Discovery, then we are going to continue to stay here and keep you informed on our Neutral Zone Chat. If you're new to Neutral Zone Chat, I hope you join us. Josh and I have a lot of fun. We like being positive because we think Star Trek is a fun show, and we don't think that it deserves to be completely taunted as such just an incredible waste of time as some people choose to believe it, because my whole premise is, if it's that big of a waste of time, it's not worth me doing a podcast on. So if you're like us, you like the show, maybe not thrilled with some of the things on it, let's talk about it and have an open discussion on Neutral Zone. That's what we're here for. So until we see you a little later this week with our full review of Episode 7, I'm John, and again, yay rah, Star Trek has a Season 3.